Gemini, welcome to your Intimate Tarot reading. For those of you who are new to the channel and you'd like to know why I read Intimate Tarot, what's it about, who it serves, what to expect, that kind of thing, it'll be outlined for you in the description box. Heads up, if you're that person who is sensitive around the subjects of sexual energy, descriptions, that kind of thing, feel free to pass this message type up. It's not for you. No offense, none whatsoever. Okay? You know, all messages, tarot on YouTube, it's at will, free will. You don't have to watch or participate, more so from the very outset, knowing it could upset you in all the worst ways. And I don't want that. I want to help you. And that's why we're here. Okay? My regular collective, they will tell you these really aren't too dissimilar from the general love readings. They just have additional layers or pockets of intimacy attached to them because I believe that all energy is real and valid, including our sexual energy, our sexual selves as individuals, and thus how it affects our relationships and what's going on there. That's why I look at it. The idea is to help. Then the more you know, and that's how I operate. You know, that's it really. So if you choose to stick around, find out if this is your thing, welcome. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Reverse energies as you see fit. But do keep in mind you might be a single Gemini. Several rounds. I was happy to report, because I typically don't see that in Intimate Tarot, guys. The idea is usually there's something there. But several folks have shown me that they are free as a bird. They're single, they're making choices, and I have to say that's been refreshing. It's been nice to see things unfold. Maybe rewind a little bit, whatever the case is. It's been nice to see. It's been very refreshing. So you might be a single Gemini and see what's up with you. Regardless, I'm here to help. Okay? What's going on, please? Tell me that Gemini sexual energy, which, of course, does bring to mind. These are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, so they may not resonate at all. And that is frustrating, I know. But do check your other placements. You'll find yourself in there somewhere. Okay? Whew. This is the one. Intimate Tarot requires all the technical openings. Every single last one of them. That's okay. It's worth it. What's going on? Show me that Gemini sexual energy. Show me that Gemini sexual energy. Show me that Gemini sexual energy. I am happy to report everybody, well, not everybody, all the earth signs, and I want to say almost all the water signs, showed me your power card. Well, that Gemini influence is just getting everywhere. Everywhere. Okay. That's not a bad thing. Yeah, in case you have any outstanding earth placements, water placements. I don't remember the fire. I'm sure them too. Yeah, check it out. Your card was just dropping everywhere. Except Aquarius, poor Aquarius. Theirs was longer. That's why it's no reason to fuss and argue about the length of your message, because typically when they're longer, that almost always means more difficult. You know, poor Aquarius, but they'll get through it. They're tough as a bird, that one was. All right. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. Interesting. 2 of Swords, the Knight of Cups. You are showing me something similar to Scorpio. I'm kind of minding my own business. You're showing me high levels, though, of busyness, activity. I got a lot going on right now. Things are at a particular pace. My sexual energy is neither here nor there. I'm sure it's in there somewhere. But you're showing 3D, 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 3D. You're like, compute. It adds up to 3D. So you have high priorities right now that are well in place that have very much to do with your material world. Somewhere around you, 2 of Swords, the Knight of Cups. Should I open up to Gemini? I don't know. Should you? Because in there, and I love the Knight of Cups. I do, because he's romantic. He's emotionally vulnerable, or she. The point is that 2 of Swords, they'll figure it out. You kind of want to be open or you don't. Okay, the Bridge, the Hermit, finding practical ground, finding reasons to consolidate. Okay, the next several weeks and or months, the 7 of Cups, world, death. I don't, call me crazy. I don't think you want to accept this. I think the answer is I do not want to accept this. Ooh, what does that, this looks so innocuous to me. Like, it's okay to open up or not to open up, but figure it out, right? Because in Scorpio's case, somebody couldn't sort it out, so they lost and somebody else swooped in. They're trying to bridge this with the Hermit. I'm like, well, okay, maybe you have common ground, wisdom, experience. So that makes me suggest then this a little bit more on the vulnerable side. Huh. The Hanged Man, Aquarius also had that in their outcome. So that's not entry level, is it? That's someone who's interested in making peace with you, and you don't seem to be interested in return. When you're done, you're done. No thank you. And let me just finalize that with a absolutely no thank you. Ooh, Gemini, honey. All right, what's kicking around in your 3D world? Are you busy? Absolutely. Is your material world, okay, your everyday path, is that on maintenance mode? Absolutely. It's high functioning too, so congratulations to you just for that alone. That's no easy thing, okay? To get the foundation's already one thing. To maintain it requires even more work, okay? But you're saying that's back of hand energy for you. You're used to it. You're used to doing all the work. You got it. We're going to go ahead and combine those right now. I'm not saying too much of your sexual energy, but well, I also see where it's not going. Let's put it that way. We're going to go ahead and combine that. The 7 and 10 of Pentacles, some of that 7 and 10 of Pentacles, some of that 7 and 10 of Pentacles. Some of that 7 and 10, some of that 7 and 10, some of that 7 and 10. Some of that 7 and 10 of Pentacles, please. Ace of Swords, 6 of Swords, 2 of Swords. You made up your mind very recently. I'm not going back. And then it was kind of like this. Done. I'm not saying that wasn't easy. I'm not saying that you didn't or you weren't emotionally invested or sexually invested, but you also told me unequivocally, you're done. There is no argument here. There's no frustration. There's no second guessing yourself. There's no backseas. You're saying, I'm done. I'm concentrating on what matters. That's my world. Thank you. Fuck off. That's it. Done. You're saying you're done with confusion. 2 of Swords. You're saying you know what your priorities are, and whatever it is that you said goodbye to no longer factors into that equation. Ooh. I mean, I tell you what, when Gemini can be cold, they can be cold. Regardless if you're Gemini, whatever. I don't care what your placement is. I mean, whatever confusion there was, 2 of Swords, the hesitation. Done. Ace of Swords. You have one perfect truth, and that is to move on from confusion. You won't participate in it anymore. You're saying, these are my responsibilities. End of story. I know there's more to it than that. And I bet that you are inundated with 1,000 things that you have to do every day. Trust me, I know the stress that comes with this. I do. I promise you. So I'm not saying that you don't have reason to, but that was a mental decision to shut this off. Any participation with anyone. Your heart no longer points in whatever direction that was, or your sex. You're highly visible, highly functioning. But with this, you're an absolute ghost. You're gone. Wow. I'm not judging. I just think the coolness of that really suggests. It took me a minute to make up my mind, but now that I have, I'm not looking backwards. Right? I'm not trying to turn into a pillar of salt. I know what my priorities are. Okay. The 2 of Swords from this person. It's so small. I almost dismissed it. This was an entry energy. Maybe they're nervous. They're trying to talk themselves out of expressing themselves to you. No, this is someone who wants to know if they can make up with you, but they were never clear with what they wanted. Is that what that is? It's like, well, if you're going to still be confused, I don't need you. Oh. Damn, Gemini. I ain't trying to fuck with this one. Huh? I'm not laughing at out of lightness. It's because of the gravity of it. It really does cut that sharply. But that tells me then you really respect your mind, and your rational conclusion is your rational conclusion. I will never dispute someone's rational conclusion. If you can have one cohesive thought that sweeps away any confusion, that is always going to be the winner. So the fact that you decided on this mentally, bare minimum, tells me a lot. Okay. All right. It tells me a lot. And when you have that kind of mental resolve, it's admirable. It really is. It's hard for me because I'm so water-oriented. My emotions always want to be like, well, maybe you should factor. And I just wish I could get to the point like that sometimes. And sometimes I can. Sometimes I can. And that's an amazing feeling. But it's rarely the case. My emotions are going to play tug of war, you know, because they all want to say. But the fact that you got to the point like that, you know. Let's see that Two of Swords. It's not a challenge, you guys. It's not about who can be the coldest or the most shut down. It pisses me off when people talk like that. Pain in the absence of it is not a competition, but I'm saying your process. It was one sweeping thought. You'll see that. Yeah, see. Seven. I see. The Emperor. They don't know what they want. It's funny, for someone who prides themselves on being in charge when it comes to what they want with you emotionally or sexually, they have not the clue. And the fact that they still didn't make up their mind, it's like they told you everything they couldn't, right? Because actions speak louder than words. And also inactions speak louder than words too. It's inaction still in action. People forget that. Somebody refuses to make up their mind, that's inaction, and it's visible because they're still not participating in a way that says this is healthy, constructive, or that they know what they want. And that's all going to wreak havoc on somebody. The longer you choose to participate in that dynamic, you're going to take a toll. It's going to take a hit on your self-esteem, your sense of self, emotionally, sexually, mentally. When somebody still says, I'm thinking about hanging in this with you, but I still don't have an answer. Although, don't question my authority as the Emperor. I demand I get to take my own time. At whose cost? Yours? When people say I need to take my time, what you're asking inadvertently is someone to wait. Oh, yeah. Oh, I just saw the light bulb click off for you. What? Yeah. Did you know that? I suppose I should say it more often. But yeah, somebody who says, I need to think about this, and you're left weeks, months later, and they still don't have a clear answer. What they're asking you to do in a passive, indirect way is to wait while they sit and twiddle their thumbs. What do I say about waiting, guys? Waiting causes a great deal of harm, damage. That's why you never ask, even in an ass-backwards passive way. And that's why you never volunteer, falling for someone else's bullshit, asking for time. That's what that looks like. That's anti-empowerment. The emperor who can't make up his mind is not an emperor. Or she. Somebody says, I'm in charge. I have final say. And yet, they have no say. They have nothing to say. So it's anti-empowerment. Whatever empowerment they have is self-imposed. It's like their own ego there. I have control. I'm in charge. Then why can't you make up your mind? You're the one who actually showed me empowerment by making up your mind and acting on it. You tell me who the real ruler is in this situation. Sometimes empowerment comes in the form of knowing what to do when no one else does. You just don't take credit for it because you're not happy with the decision. You see what I'm saying? They want credit for a decision they never made. That. Okay. So, Four of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, the Emperor. They don't want to let it go because they like knowing that you're there as an option in love or a sexual option or just the comfort. The Seven of Cups is kind of a fantasy comfort of knowing what they're working with, but it's not a very full emotional investment. They feel a little bit of this and I need more time. I'm going to hold on to it, but not let it go. No, you don't. Because again, people say they need time. Do you ever notice they never have a time limit? If you have to ask for time, that means you don't know and you're wasting someone else's time. I don't care if you've been together 4 days or married for 4 years or 40 years. The same thing is going to play out the same way with that same kind of attitude. Anyway. That's not empowerment. I'm going to hang on to this until I know what I'm doing. You had all the time to figure it out. You gave them the power to figure it out until one day you didn't, because you knew they weren't going to. Hence the strength, I think, of your opening that I'm seeing today. Maybe they didn't have a time limit, but perhaps you did. You know what? This so-and-so still hasn't made up their mind. They still don't know what they want, and I have no evidence to prove otherwise. They're just asking me to wait. And what does that tarot lady say? Don't wait. That's right. You figured it out. Let's see that Knight of Cups. I want to see what any emotional anything they had towards you, or is it being directed somewhere else, especially if they kind of see you as a soft option that they could give or take, but they're not quite sure, so they're going to hold on to you. What the hell is that? Let's see that Knight of Cups, please. The Chariot, the Ace of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh! Oh! Gemini, I want you to keep going. You just keep going. You just keep going. You do your little sign off, and you just keep going in your little boat, okay? While you completely immerse yourself in your 3D world. You go on then. You go on then, okay? Oh, I want you to keep going, please. Please, okay? I don't know how else to put this. So I'm going to kind of do what you did here, since you seem to respect okay, well, here's the conclusion. They've thought about a new beginning 1,000 times. The strength of their emotional conviction is at the prospect of new, not with you. There, I said it. Move on. Please move on. Please move on. Please move on. You did it right. You completely did this right. Like I said, options in love are fun unless you are the option. You're clearly one. They have already kind of half-heartedly thought about moving their emotional and sexual tensions onto a new beginning. But they haven't made up their mind about that either with the Wheel of Fortune. They've had plenty of time to consider you as the real deal that they want to keep themselves anchored to. How flattering is that? Or should I seek a new opportunity in time? You don't get to do both. Well, they sit on their ass to figure it out. You don't get to be anyone's emotional or sexual comfort while somebody else figures their story out. Fuck that. Move on. The Hermit, that bridging you two. Should I heal things with Gemini? Should I try to make it work? Oh, let's see that bullshit. Let's see that Hermit, please. How many swear words did I just drop? I don't, the audacity. Oh, boy. The Wheel of Fortune, because they literally said, I can see myself having a new emotional investment in time, but I got to make up my mind first. Oh, boy. Okay. Let's see that Hermit, please. Show me the Hermit. Who is this, Mick Jagger? Time is on my side? What is that? Their regard towards you and the resolve to hold on, because something better might come along in time, or I might feel more inspired to go towards something new in time. I see people look at new all the time, and that's because they understand something's over. This person's twiddling around about whether or not to keep this going with you or to have something new for themselves. It had nothing to do with you. You know that, don't you? Oh. Oh. Oh my. Oh, you got the oh boy and the oh my. That's a twofer in my world. I usually don't do both. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting that point of just like, with me though, with my anger, it comes out in humor. That's my Aries rising. So whatever the intensity I feel, Aries kind of takes over the whole conversation sometimes. There are people who know me best, and when I start laughing, oh boy. Yeah. Nine of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Sun, the Hermit. Should I heal this? Because it seems like it might be difficult. So there's a high level of insecurity about whether or not they can make you happy. They don't think that they can, or that won't be easy. Oh. You think so? Do they know about your decision? Like, because they still contemplate you like it's an available concept. And meanwhile, you're gone. Do they know that you're gone? Are they so self-centered that they don't really think you're exiting was that big of a deal, or that you didn't mean it? Like, you're gone. It's perfunctory. It's very clean, cut, dry. They're like, I could try to work things out with Gemini, but it would seem super hard, and I'm kind of insecure about making them happy where it counts. I probably can't do that. Did they even notice that you're not there anymore? Like, or did they really think they could try to work things out with you if and when they make up their mind on the subject? But they're showing me too much insecurity around the subject of being able, or being available, I should say, to make you happy. You know, if I'm going to get, here's my dialogue to that. Oh, feel free to not do anything to make me happy. The idea of owing you anything for trying to make me happy makes me personally want to vomit. But hey, that's just me. I make my own happiness. If you have to question you can make me happy, honey, you need to go. You're over there in the kiddie pool. You got problems. I got an empire to run. Arrivederci. You have a nice life. Good luck to your choices in future. Let's hope they choose you back, because it ain't me. Okay. Gemini, you're just a cold. Like, don't get me wrong. You're not absent. You're living in the real world. But it's like you're not engaged with them. Why are they still thinking of you? Like they can maybe patch things up with you. I don't know. Maybe I should go a new route. What the hell is this? Oh my God. Oh my, I'm sorry. I know a lot of you are probably hating this reading. I'm so sorry. Well, actually, no, you're not. The Gemini I'm looking at, you're not involved in this at all. You saw or called it a long time ago. They'll never make up their mind about whether or not they fully want to engage in this world with me. Never mind show up in the heart space or the sex space. And they're like, maybe Gemini. No, Gemini's not an option. Gemini exited the building a long time ago. I don't... What in the ever-loving heck is going on? The way that opened with some basic low-functioning energy, I'm like, okay, that's appropriate if you're nervous about approaching somebody, but that wasn't it at all. What a lazy POS. Okay, sorry, it is what it is. Okay, at 10 of Wands, you honestly, okay, good. Look at you. That's fantastic. Look at you. You got this. The High Priestess, the 10 of Pentacles, there it is again, the 10 of Wands, the 7 of Cups. You're saying you choosing to entertain this person would have just made your world harder. That's why you didn't keep entertaining it. Whoa, good for you. Good for you with the High Priestess. You felt it. You're saying, me trying to carry this into my world? It's too high functioning for this wishy-washy bullshit. It's like it would have made my life about 1,000 times harder. That's why you never fully entertained it. You're like, oh, honey, I'm not the option. They were. Oh! This is that Gemini I've been tuning into recently. I love it. I love it. Oh no, they had it all wrong from the start, Christina. They saw me as an option. No, they were the option, and they were a shite one. They just would have made my reality 10 times harder, and I felt it. I called it. I exited. But for some reason, they're still kicking around in their mind like you're an option. What the? Oh boy, are they going to be surprised when they next check in with you? Oh, you're going to be like number not found. Oh my. Gemini, this is fantastic. At first I felt bad. I was like, how am I saying this to Gemini? And you're like, oh no, I know. I didn't just sort it out intellectually. I sorted it out intuitive too. You're saying this person's not going to mix in my 10 of Pentacles. There's no way. There's no way. It would have cost me a lot more hardship if I tried to incorporate their so-called option energy. You got it. Gemini, got it. Gemini got it. You're like, don't feel sorry for me. I saw that shit coming a mile off. Whoa. I don't know how long you were connected with this person, but you were connected long enough to figure this out about them. All right, honey, let's talk about it. Let's do the world and death. I don't want that to be all. It's over. It's non-existent. There's got to be other things going on in here, especially if you already made up your mind on the subject. The Queen of the Swords, the Two of Swords, that's what I'm saying, strength. You had no problem chopping this down before it got any further into your life or taking over any more of your life, however it is you want to put it. The Queen of Swords, there you are. That Two of Swords is what you opened with. It's also what they reflected on. You're saying, literally, this person is too dumb or not strong enough to keep up with me. Ooh, wow. God dang, this Gemini doesn't need defense. You don't need anti-sassy. You don't. I don't know. You're like Grandmaster Gemini today. You don't need my help. You have got this 1,000 times over. Like you have got you don't need me. You don't need me to be angry for you. In fact, the Gemini I'm looking at, you like the laughter because you're chuckling too. You're like, that's what's up. No, that's great. You don't need me to be angry for you. You got this. You have got this. So no, I again, I'm very curious about the time frame. Because I know that very Gemini energy, you'll be in something and you will be in something until you realize something that you can't take back, and then you can flip modalities pretty quickly. It's one of your superpowers. So am I surprised to see this? No. I'm very curious about your hinge point, though. When you realize this, and then boom, there was no taking it back, and then you started making decisions. Exclude this person from my foundation. Get them out, get them out, get them out. They will not participate. They will not jeopardize it. So I'm really curious about that turning point. Because you opened up right away with what the stakes are. And how you will not allow this person to participate. So I'm really curious about that. Meanwhile, this person's so like in their own head about their own power, and it's within their realm of decision making or within their wheelhouse of decision making about whether or not they're going to keep you. And they're clueless. They're completely clueless. Well, that's what it is to be weirdly sort of entitled and thinking that you get all the options and no one else does. No, honey, you called it. They were the option, and they're a bad one. I think they're just too dumb to realize. I'm sorry. If your crosswatcher is offended by that, you shouldn't be. Because this probably isn't for you. This is someone who is so out of their depth and thinking they have all the power and all the choices and that Gemini doesn't have any. And Gemini's gone. They've been gone. Okay? So before you get all keyboard warrior, all right, do keep in mind that's arrogance. This is entitlement. Time is on my side. I have all the options in the world. Didn't even occur to me that Gemini saw me as one, and it was a bad one. Like they got cut out before they know it. And besides, this person's thinking about a new beginning anyway, as one of their many choices. So, no. It either is or it isn't. Let's say death. Show me death, show me death, show me death, show me death. Now this, I am curious about. What's this about? I have not seen your sexual energy other than your sex. It's just not up for display for this situation. That's it. End of story. That's it. Otherwise, I haven't seen it. Okay. King of Swords, Two of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles. You yourself are going through a transformative state. Fantastic. Beautiful. Nah, called it. All right. Beautiful. 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 You're going through a transformative state. You seem to be aware of this. You seem to be actually very aware of this. As soon as this is finalized, done, I don't know how long it's going to fully take to extract this person. There's such a faux sense of power. Is this what this person really thinks? Because I have options, I have therefore all the power. That's not how empowerment works. Empowerment means making hard decisions even when you don't want to. This person really seems to think power means no hard decisions. I have the luxury of choice, or time is on my side. That's not empowerment. That's a false sense of complacency that makes you think you have power when in fact you have none. Because when you realize you stop making choices, other people will start making them for you. That's why, ergo, you have all the power and they have none. When you allow someone to make decisions for you, it's proof that you're a toddler who doesn't know how to choose. Okay? And that's when parents have to choose for them. That's why they're children. Parents who know better, they see the stake, they know what's at cost, they know what they will or not allow into their lives, or their child's life will start making decisions. So this person's acting like, I have all the choices, I don't have to do it. I'm empowered. No, you're not. When you can't make a choice, you're not empowered. That's it. It's what I'm saying. It's faux. It's faux empowerment. That's why it's coming across as entitled. And here, meanwhile, over here, you're killing it. Look at that. So death, yeah, you're going through a transformative state. Your mind has already started to shift into a real opportunity. You know that one they kind of casually think about? You're actually having it. Gemini. You're actually having a real sense of, okay, it's time to shift my mind and shift my heart. I'm going to make myself over. Your foundation remains your core. Okay, that is a high priority for you. You keep that functioning. But you're saying back to personal matters, though. When you put the spotlight back on yourself, you say that you are going into a new evolved state where you believe in the possibility of real, viable love that is shared, and it represents a new opportunity, one that you can take seriously. So death here is not death. It is a transformative state with you, King of Swords, literally over that. As you evolve and change and do what's right for you and prioritize yourself, it's starting to reflect in new levels of love and manifestation and new opportunities as you were seeing them for you. This is beautiful. This is really a good job here. And not once did you ever say, I'm a badass, look at me. You're like, this is what I have to do. In that Two of Cups, of course, is going to be your sexual energy. Whatever it is that you next invest in with that Ace of Pentacles, you just want it to be fair, reciprocated. Emotional reciprocation, sexual reciprocation, and the wisdom to know that it's fair. That's it. See how easy that is? Let's see that Hanged Man. This person, they have a really interesting inflated sense of self. The world is my oyster. Watch me choose nothing. All right, let's see that Hanged Man, please. Let's see that Hanged Man. Let's see that Hanged Man. All right, let's see that Hanged Man, please. Sorry, I just... Six of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, the Chariot. You have already found another. How you're going to approach it, you say, has to change a little bit. You already have a very transformative state. You yourself are changing how you perceived, shared unions of the heart, of the sex, and what constitutes a brand new beginning. You have been greatly shaped and altered, not just by this experience, but overall, for just being a person who's willing to do the hard things and the right things. The Hanged Man, the Chariot, Queen of Pentacles, Six of Cups. It's on delay as you continue to work through these things and get things, and you will get yourself into a readied position. But it's on standby. I have a beautiful soul bond here that's actually on standby. Something that represents comfort, of sexual comfort and emotional comfort that's real, viable, stable, and it means it. Okay? The Chariot, unlike them that entertains the idea of moving forward, you actually will in due course. Whomever that represents, Six of Cups, it could be someone you know of the past, or it could be a Six of Cups you have yet to meet. Since it's in future orientation, I do not know. I do know that you are transforming in order to meet this where it is. And that means particularly understanding what a good union and investment looks like, okay? And knowing it. And that is what awaits you. A union that is indeed, like I said, emotionally and sexually harmonious. It gives because it wants to, and then it receives because it wants to. No hesitation on that one. In time. The Hanged Man. We still have some work to do. There's quite enough to be getting on with here. Especially if I am seeing what looks like an extraction from your 3D. I do not know how deeply embedded this person was in your world. But you're saying you need to get as much out of there as possible. Get it out, clean it out, get it out. That kind of thing. Okay, I say that kind of thing like it's easy, but I also have a very strong feeling here, call me crazy, that you got this. Okay? You know, I feel like this person's playing you full, man. Playing you for time, or they thought that they were, until you figured it out. Good for you. What is that false sense of security here? I can have anything I want. I can do whatever I want. It's at my time. It's at my leisure. It's at my disposal. And I'll inform people as I go along with my decisions. I never really saw their sexual energy. They just like the idea of new, but they haven't made a move towards that either. At the same time, they think they have a reason to hold on to you, or that they can work it out with you if they feel so inclined. However, they have a deep insecurity about actually making you happy where it counts, and they damn well know it. So they have enough knowledge with you, shared coexistence with you, to understand that they are insecure about that. Yeah. Healing family issues. Okay. Whenever we get this card, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. And there's something here about that transformative state. We will often choose, and I've heard me say this before, so bear with me. A lot of people forget or they don't remember, they've never been told. Okay. The partners we choose in this life are often a reflection of the love language we learn or didn't learn from our parents. Okay? If you saw an state of imbalanced powers, let's say you saw imbalanced powers of love and sex and money and authority in your household, there's a good chance you will grow up thinking that's what love is and replicate it yourself as an adult. And it takes active insight, decision-making, understanding, healing and reflection, and transformative capabilities to understand I did what my parents did. Guess what? It's not for me. And that's not what love is. I think I better understand what it is now. It means both people starting out on even footing, and there's no improper use of powers. And not just leaving one person of power thinking they have all the choice and that I have none. That's not love. So, loving someone who can love me back and is available to me, and I'm available to them. Okay. That's real union. Trust. Trust the process. This situation requires that you have faith. And it's unrequited. No, I know it's not on the same page. Part of healing family issues is understanding that. Okay. Okay. Let's get some time checks. I'm not using this oracle deck as much as anymore. I just don't think it's detailed enough. I've worked with it long enough to kind of see that. So I stopped pulling from it, from those of you who want to know if I'm going to use that. I've been using it less and less. It's, I think the makers did it a disservice. It should be a lot more detailed than it is, but that's my opinion. But it's also professional opinion. Process with caution. There was something here on a rainy day that was very impactful to you. Okay? Processing with caution. Doing everything you do carefully. Within a month, things will really start to take off, or by May. Within a month, May, relatively the same thing is what I'm saying. And then the day at noon. Okay. Okay. Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. This was quite amazing, I must say. You showed me some amazing critical thinking, action-oriented skills, rapid learning, transformative process, all in one sitting in like just under 40 minutes. So this was amazing. You showed me a lot of superpowers today. Okay. I don't want you... I know part of you is hesitating to change. I mean, to really change. Okay. I see that. Especially if you have really gotten used to a way of life, but nevertheless you're rising to the occasion because it's right for you, not because it's wrong. The Gemini I'm looking at figured this out. Okay? I'm glad that you did. It's wonderful. Your reward for love and in life, the love that you desire, the life that you desire, the way your heart would beat, it's on the horizon, you know? It will do well for you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well.